Hey everybody, I'm Gamero Says, and I'll be your donation reader for the next 3 runs. Good morning to the early birds, and good evening to the night owls. Welcome back to ESA Summer 2021. We're raising money for Save the Children today. Links to donate can be found below the stream. You can also type in !donate in the chat, and you'll be able to see a link directly pop up right in there. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it's time for Mannix86 running Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge any percent. Take it away, Mannix.
Thank you very much, Gamero. Alright, this is Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge as mentioned, or Mega Man 1 NES. We're going to get right into it here. So timer starts as soon as I hit game start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So the first stage is Cut Man, which conveniently is where your cursor starts when you hit start. So you can just... Okay. I'm hearing double audio. Sorry to... but I'm going to try to work through it. So this is the Cutman stage, which is the first stage. The reason why we do it first is because the cut weapon is the strongest weapon of the game. And we basically want to get it as early as possible because it'll one-shot almost everything in our way. But this stage is no slouch. There's a lot of damage boosting, which we'll see right here. So I'll be able to go through the Sniper Joe and jump over these guys. One thing you want to maybe notice in the Mega Man Game Boy game is everything looks like it's really squeezed up on the screen. Well, that's exactly how it feels when you play as well. So it's a little harder to see ahead of time what's coming up. Fortunately, I did practice this game once or twice. I know what's coming. We're already at the boss just by saying that. We need damage boost here to avoid all of that. So I can only take one hit here. This is a realistic possibility of a death here, but we'll do our best. Here we go. So I just want to time my shots. So this game doesn't really benefit from mashing. So you want to sort of time your shots. And of course that happened. No big deal. It's actually a heavy reset point in speedrun attempts. So we'll just have a full bar now. It should be a lot better. So he can either throw his cutter, which he did twice there, threw me off, or he can jump like this. But if you don't predict the jump, you don't have time to go under him, and he'll just like jump on you. So it's actually no slouch compared to the NES counterpart. And just like that, we're through Cutman, which was the hardest part, or one of the hardest parts. And this is one of my favorite weapon get screens of all of Mega Man. You can sort of see the human/robot. Now we're going to Elect, which is a stage that many people hated on the NES. Well, you could equally hate it in this. It's a long, annoying vertical climb. There's lots of beams, but fortunately we have lots of buffers, like this little jump here to try to beat the laser. Oh, we didn't. That's alright. We move on. Our friends the Yoku blocks come in a little flatter than you might remember them. Alright. So you'll see me do a lot of neutral jumps like that. That's just to give myself the timing of when I need to go, and this is the perfect example. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. It's like aerobics with Mega Man. And although this is Mega Man 1, you'll see some references from Mega Man 2, like these Thunderlords. So here what we can do is sort of do a jump ahead to make them spawn a little bit earlier so they start turning towards progressing a little bit earlier. A small optimization. I'm going to try to do a really quick cycle here to get on that Yoku block on the left before it disappears. There we go. So that's one of the harder tricks of this stage that I'll be performing. If you get that small drop, which I did, you only have about 2 frames to make that jump, but fortunately we got it. So I'm happy about that. The run is now valid. One thing I did want to mention as well is, although this is an any percent run, there's not too many glitches or exploits in this game, so it'll very much feel like a glitchless run. So if you're a fan of glitchless runs, then you'll probably enjoy watching or speedrunning this game. A couple Susies here, we'll just get rid of it with the cutter. And another beam, and just like that, we're on the final screen. We're going to see our friend the Big Eye again, which sadly most of the time the Big Eye gets ignored. Sorry, Big Eye. Oh, and we got the inconvenient drop. So like most Mega Man games, you sort of freeze in the air when you get a drop, which we didn't need that one. If you thought Elec was a pushover on NES, well, he still is. Alright, so now we're done Elec, we're gonna go in Ice, but yeah, we have time for a couple donations, Gamera.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Mannix. Just a quick reminder, we are raising money for Save the Children today. Save the Children is the global leader in saving newborn lives. Save the Children continues to be at the forefront of worldwide efforts to end preventable child deaths with a focus on maternal, newborn, and child health and nutrition. We also have some incentives coming up. Just a quick shout out. We do have the Rayman Origins character choice. So if you want to see which character they're going to pick, Coopsator is taking donations to see if we can get Teensy Goth or maybe Glowbox running for that race. So, back to you, Mannix.
Thank you. And just at the right time. So the gimmick here that is introduced is, of course, the ice, but also it shows just how powerful the weapon continues to be. A little cool strat here. Instead of waiting for all the ice, you can sort of edge the platform and jump on it. And here we'll do the exact opposite. We will intentionally get hit so we can walk on the spike. Like that. And our friend the Big Eye, unfortunately, ignored once again. 0 for 3, my friend. Here's a little scary part that we're going to take a little slower. You can normally take a really difficult damage boost here, but this is a marathon and I would lose a minute and a half for a 3-second gain, so I decided to kindly cut that one out for today. And just like that, we're at the ice boss, and their weakness is Elec, and one particularity about the Elec is you can only have one on screen, so I'm intentionally getting in front of the boss's face so that I can get them off screen as quick as possible. And just like that, we are done Ice stage. And coming up is Fireman stage, which is easily the hardest of the 4 robots and possibly the hardest stage of the entire game. We're going to introduce a tiny bit of mashing here in the beginning. So I want to kill these Susies. And that was about it. I'm going to do like a neat little half jump there to go over those guys. That was good. Health is very difficult, or very tightly routed in this stage. And another reason why this stage is hard is because it has a lot of drops and enemy kills. And I didn't cover that yet, but if you pick up a drop in midair, you can just fall straight down, and you fall in lava. That's never a good thing. Here we see how powerful Elec is as well. So if you shoot the Elec beam just as you're scrolling onto a specific enemy or screen, and you keep walking forward, the beam will sort of stay on the enemy longer so that it can take extra damage, enough to do 1-hits on those Chankies. And here we'll take a neat damage boost onto this cannon so that we can avoid this flame pillar. And we'll throw a tiny beam to kill that first one. So as you can see, there's a lot of strats are calculated before you even get to see what you're shooting at. Oops. I was supposed to shoot one there. There we go. A couple more of these copter enemies. I keep forgetting their name. So we have a couple more flame things. We got hit there. Not a big deal. We're actually doing great on health. Sometimes you can get here quite low. And you'll notice on the screen, on the floor that I'm walking on, there's a lot of little bolts and like white strip designs. I'm looking at that to know exactly when I want to throw my beams. So there's a lot of neat visual cues in this game. So I'm going to try to do something funny here. If you keep like a moderate distance from Fireman, you keep rocking back and forth, you can sort of dance and he can't do anything. He'll literally do nothing. Doesn't want to cooperate. We'll kill you. But yeah, you can do a little dance with him. It's just funny. All right, just like that, we're out of the 4 robots. So you're saying, where are the other 4? Well, there's no 4. There's only 4 in total. So we're headed straight to the Eyebrow City. And by that I mean Wily's stages. But you guys can all tell me out of 10 what you think about the quality of the eyebrows on Wily. I'd give it a 7 or an 8. That's not bad. So we actually got our last weapon that we'll receive here, which is called the Carry. So if you're familiar with Mega Man 1 on the NES, you would get the magnet beam, which you could cast and step on. It's sort of like this. It spawns a platform directly under you. Oops, I got hit there. I'm going to switch to cut here. And then we introduce our friends the moles. So the thing to know about moles is can only be 4 on screen, and we're going to take advantage of that in the stage to do what we call mole skip very shortly. Just a neat screen here to show just how powerful the cut is as well. I'm going to switch to Buster for safety here, just so I can kill these copters a little bit earlier and predict what happens because of that, because of a drop and spikes. We're going to pick up a health refill here because we want to have full health for what's coming. And of course I got hit. We're still going to be able to do what I wanted to do, hopefully. One last carry movement, and we're going to switch to cut. Because that's what we do. Cut is our friend. Oh, I should have picked up that drop. Here's Mo Skip, which I completely missed. Okay, so we're going to have to do this semi-casual way. So normally you want to basically damage boost really fast, 30s, but I don't have enough health to do it, so I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna get a second chance. That the game decided that I was gonna have to do that again, which I'm perfectly fine with.
It's like Dr. Wily wins this round.
Yes, for sure. Fortunately, it's not too far. There are worse deaths than that.
This is just an excuse for us to see more Bunby tanks, which I found out is the name of those guys.
Oh, thank you. I will take that refill, though, because carry is tightly routed, so I don't want to use extra and run out of it later on. Which was conveniently still there. Now we have enough health to do it, so I should have no excuses. Except poor performance. Looking better. Okay. Unfortunately, performance was an issue again. At least we'll just have to clear this ending segment. If I get like a large drop, I'll just cut through this. Like, this is just excruciating slow. This is fine. Alright, so we're going to switch to fire. If you followed all the weaknesses, then fire would be technically Cut's weakness. So we're going to go in this portal and fight Cut quick, man. Is this Mega Man 2 now? What's going on? So, for those of you who are not familiar with the Game Boy Mega Man games, they like to include stuff from your current edition, but also from the game following it. So now we're sort of getting into the Mega Man 2 content. And I died. This is a very embarrassing. I have to do this whole stage. So yeah, Gamero, if there's anything to plug in, that would be perfect, because I got a lot of trekking to do.
All right, we're always ready for you. Just to give a shout out to some of our prizes that we've got the biggest, juiciest prize, the grand prize. We've got for a minimum donation of $50, and that is cumulative. So if you've given throughout the marathon already, If you get a total of 50, then you can be entered for a chance to win the Sony PlayStation 5, along with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's the whole bundle. Estimated value of $500. A chance for that could be yours for just 50. We've also got 2 monitors from ViewSonic Elite. We've got one for a minimum donation of 25 and one for a minimum donation of 35. We also got a Nintendo Switch Pro controller made with care by Spicy Frog for a minimum donation of $30. It's ESA branded, so it's got the classic ESA purple, and it's got our logo and a bunch of different video game logos on it as well. And my favorite Mega Man villain, Bomberman. Not the actual Mega Man villain, but the one with the big pink poof on his head. Bomberman Perler Bead Sprite. We've got a minimum donation of $10, and that small sprite from the NES version can be yours. So yeah, if you want to be entered in a chance to win those prizes, just get in those minimum donations, and those will be raffled off after the event, once everyone's donations are counted.
Thank you very much for that. Definitely donate generously. I actually have raised money for Save the Children myself before, so it is a cause dear to me. So I appreciate every dollar that is donated towards the cause.
And we're only $10 away from 14.5 thousand.
That's awesome. Let's keep them coming. Speaking of keep them coming, let's try this for the 10th time. Okay. I think I had it. Oh, okay. Well, now I definitely don't. So we want to ideally get out of here with 6 HP or more. Come on. This game is absolutely loving me right now. No, we're gonna do our backup strat. We're gonna switch to ice, and we're gonna fight the other Mega Man boss first instead, which is everybody's favorite somewhat, Flashman favorite song. So the thing here is every time I shoot him, he jumps. And I'm going to intentionally take the damage boost there so I don't have to get frozen. Alright, now we can finally move on to other things. We are going to go back to Quick though now that we've taken care of Flash and we have a little bit more health. Quick will be a little bit less troublesome. Oops. Gotta remember, my menuing's different now. Here we go. So the one thing to mention is Quick is technically weak to Flash, but it's so slow that it's better to just use fire. He's being really mean right now. Okay, so sometimes he can just move, sometimes he can throw boomerangs, sometimes if you're not in the right place exactly, he'll sort of start running forward and go backwards. You did that there. Or finally, through our woes, we're gonna go take a plunge into water and fight our good friend. If I say Mega Man 2 in water, we're talking about Bubble, which is weak to the quick weapon, which is painfully laggy. It's kind of an annoying weapon to fight with this boss, actually, because you basically always have to be in front of his face. So it's worth noting that I cannot get out of the room until I grab the health. So I am intentionally grabbing it, not because I feel like I need the health. Now, who is weak to Bubble? Gamro, do you remember?
Not Bomberman, that's for sure.
Armor Man? Well, he is in an armor. This is Heat Man.
I said Bomberman.
Yeah, Bomber. He is weak to fire. Yeah. So the cool thing is you can actually hit him twice per cycle here instead of just one. Now we're fighting Anchor, which is considered a Mega Man killer, sort of a new character introduced to the Game Boy series, which are designed to, spoilers, kill Mega Man. And he sort of has a sword, and every time you hit him, he sort of charges it to be even more powerful to do his attacks. But hey, to kill him, we do need to hit him, so we're just going to hit him. Ideally, we want to hit him 5 times per cycle. And I can only hit him if he's on one of the sides or if he's jumping. Which is why I was able to squeeze 1 shot in. Alright. We're out of the Wily 1 shenanigans. I apologize to that. Like, if you guys wanted to see Wily 1 twice, you got it right here. Alright. Now, this cutscene takes usually like 30 seconds, but we're going to skip that. There we go. I kind of like this song too. It's a little more like chill compared to the usual Wily songs. I kind of dig it. So it's worth noting I can only have one of those platforms at a time on screen, which is why I waited before I could cast that second one and step on the ice. We're seeing a little bit more use of fire here, which is a really good weapon, mostly because it allows you to basically keep walking. And we got our good friends, the Yokus here. These ones, there are several of them, and we just have to walk on them. There's going to be 2 segments of this. Gamera, if there's any last things to say, this is sort of like the last segment or chance.
Sure thing. We do have some donations. Let's see. We've got $10 from Carl Germ. Great cause, great event, great donation reader. Thanks, Carl. Best of luck to everyone in the marathon. Looks like that $10 is going to flip the controller for the Trackmania. We have another $10 from Frostwad. Thank you, ESA, for all you do. Happy to be able to catch this segment and hear Gamero's soothing commentating tones. Mwah! Thank you, Frostwad. We've also got $12 from Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Rayman must be Rayman. They have spoken. They are donating $12 to get Rayman to be the character choice, which puts Rayman ahead. That means that right now, as it stands, Rayman is $1 ahead of Teensy Goth, and Teensy Goth is only about $20 ahead of Glowbox. Way in the back is plain old regular Teensy at $0, so no love for regular Teensy. But if anyone wants to upset the scales and get Teensy Goth or Glowbox, or a big upset win from Teensy to be the character choice for Rayman it's coming up in a few minutes, so get those donations in.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And here we find out that the big eyes are weak to bubble. Normally I try to damage boost to them, I guess. I kind of did. We're not going to do damage boost to this one though. Here we go. And bubble is actually pretty strong. It's just not used too much in the run. Now we have more Yukus. These ones are a little bit more difficult because there's ones that spawn above your head. Like that. So I have to focus here. I apologize if I'm a man of a few words for a little bit. Okay.
Quite alright. We can use this time to read a little bit more about saving the children and the charity and everything that they do for us. Let's see. Save the Children is the group that we're raising money for. It looks like we're only... I wonder if we can get to 15k before... At least before my night is done. It looks like we're only about $478 away from 15k.
Nice. Alright. Coming up is what we call normally the carry climb or the task climb. I won't be able to do it because if you look at my ammo, I need at least 1 mandatory ammo, and guess how much I have. But we are going to do this at least. We don't want to go down ladders because that's really slow. So we're just going to avoid that. Here I'm going to intentionally look to the right a little bit just to make the bird spawn on that side. And this is why I needed at least 1 carry to get up here. We're going to switch to our good old friend Cut. Alright. We're almost nearing the end of the run already, so since I did take extra time here to get here with the deaths and stuff, I just want to shout out a couple people while I get there. So I do want to shout out NDSWE, which you guys surely are familiar with. Very respectable individual in the ESA community. Was supposed to commentate today, but couldn't make it. So shout out to ND, who is the world record holder of this game. And shout out to the Mega Man community in general, who have been supportive of me running these games. Not many people do. It's always nice to get the support. We're going to get a life here. We're going to switch to heat. Timer, there's 2 Wily phases here. Timer will be after the second bar has been lifted. So this is the first bar. We're just going to do these little mini shots and just get right in here. We're going to get hit, that's okay. We're going to use that to avoid a second hit and just get rid of it. Alright, and we're already in the second phase. I'm going to switch to Anchor's weapon, which is a shield. And we're just sort of going to bounce Wily's shots back to him. And we're going to try to avoid that claw by jumping in specific spots. The claw is designed to go exactly where Mega Man is at the time of launch. Okay, I missed that one. That's okay. I'm going to have to manipulate it a little bit here. Improvised. Okay, we're alright. And time. Alright. That was Dr. Wily's Revenge in a somewhat difficult shape, but we're through. Alright. This is also a somewhat easy speedrun to get into really quickly, so if you're how should I say this? If you're intimidated by Mega Man games and speedrunning, this is one that you can consider as well. But yeah, I'm not going to take too much time. So I did my few shoutouts that I wanted. Gamero, if you want to do the closing thoughts, and we'll move on to the next runs.
Sure thing, Mannix. Thank you so much for showcasing that game for us. Really dicing up one of my childhood favorites. So thank you very much, Mannix86 today. For everyone, don't go too far, because up next we've got Coop Sater. They're running Rayman Origins any percent, and we'll be closing off the donation, the bid war for the name or for the characters any minute now. So we're going to have a quick intermission, and then we're going to jump right into Rayman Origins. Thanks so much.